Elon Musk's family security just reached insane levels that will blow your mind. We're talking over $20 million a year on protection. Federal marshals deputizing his private team, more than 100 bodyguards shielding 13 children across continents, and $70 million flying fortresses. Here's what the billion-dollar security detail for his family looks like. How the world's richest man lives like a hunted target. Picture this. You're worth approximately $376 billion as of August 16, 2025, making you not just the richest person on Earth, but literally richer than some entire countries. To put this in perspective, Musk's net worth exceeds the entire GDP of countries like Finland, Chile, or Bangladesh. His wealth is so vast that he could theoretically buy entire countries' GDPs, fund global space programs single-handedly, or purchase all NFL teams multiple times over. Your wealth fluctuates by billions daily, and with that kind of money comes a terrifying reality. You become a walking, talking target for every lunatic, terrorist, and criminal organization on the planet. But here's what makes Musk's situation even more dangerous than other billionaires. He's not just wealthy, he's influential in ways that directly impact global politics and warfare. His Starlink satellite network is literally being used in active war zones. His social media platform X shapes political discourse worldwide, and his companies are integral to everything from electric vehicles to space exploration. This isn't just about money anymore. This is about geopolitical power that makes enemies of entire nation-states. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Elon Musk doesn't just have bodyguards. He has what the New York Times describes as a mushrooming security apparatus, more akin to a mini Secret Service. And the scale of this operation will blow your mind. Let's start with the basics, because even the basics are anything but basic. Musk travels with up to 20 armed bodyguards. And when I say armed, I mean these aren't your average security guards. We're talking about military veterans and a medical professional who have been trained to handle everything from assassination attempts to medical emergencies. These people don't just protect Musk, they literally accompany him everywhere, including to the bathroom. Think about that for a second. The man can't even use the restroom without armed guards standing outside. That's not just security, that's living in a constant state of siege. The international dimension of threats against Musk is absolutely staggering when you really think about it. Russian officials have warned Musk over Starlink aid to Ukraine, bringing international geopolitical risks into play. When you're essentially running your own satellite constellation that's being used in an active war zone, you're not just a business target, you're potentially a military target. Imagine being so influential that foreign governments view you as a legitimate military asset worthy of elimination. But the domestic threats are equally terrifying and far more personal. The scale of the security operation extends far beyond just bodyguards. Tesla facilities employ intelligence units and drone surveillance. When Musk appears at events like Tesla's Cybertruck launch with over 30 security personnel, it's like a military operation. They sweep event spaces, screen invitees, and deploy drones over facilities for surveillance. And here's something that will absolutely blow your mind: the level of advanced planning required for even basic activities. Before Musk enters any building, security teams conduct what's essentially a military reconnaissance mission. They map out multiple escape routes, identify potential threats, secure communication channels, and establish perimeters. We're talking about turning every restaurant visit, every business meeting, every public appearance into a tactical operation that would make Navy SEALs proud. And here's where things get really wild. In February 2025, something unprecedented happened. The US Marshal Service deputized members of Musk's private security detail, granting them federal law enforcement powers. We're talking about carrying firearms on federal property, making arrests, executing search warrants, serving subpoenas, and enhanced legal protections. This is absolutely extraordinary because this type of arrangement is typically reserved for DOJ employees or threatened officials like Dr. Anthony Fauci. The fact that Musk's private security now has federal powers should tell you everything you need to know about the level of threats he's facing. But why does he need this level of protection? Well, the threats are very real and very terrifying. Musk himself has noted the probability that a homicidal maniac will try to kill you is proportionate to how many homicidal maniacs hear your name, and unfortunately, his name is heard by a lot of people, including some very dangerous individuals. The specific incidents are absolutely chilling. In November 2023, Paul Overeem was arrested near Tesla's Austin factory, planning a mass casualty event at an event Musk was attending. This wasn't just some random threat. Overeem had posted things like, "If I'm saying I'm going to kill people, then you should take this seriously," leading to felony charges and a restraining order. Then, in January 2024, Justin McCauley, a former Tesla employee, tweeted plans to kill Musk, Biden, and others. He was arrested near the Austin factory after his own wife alerted police. Think about that. Even former employees are making making credible threats against him. But it's not just domestic threats. Russian officials have warned Musk over Starlink aid to Ukraine, bringing international geopolitical risks into play. When you're essentially running your own satellite constellation that's being used in an active war zone, you're not just a business target, you're potentially a military target. The scale of the security operation extends far beyond just bodyguards. Tesla facilities employ intelligence units and drone surveillance. When Musk appears at events like Tesla's Cybertruck launch with over 30 security personnel, it's like a military operation. They sweep event spaces, screen invitees, and deploy drones over facilities for surveillance. We're not just talking about a few guys in suits following him around. This is a sophisticated, multi-layered operation that includes cameras, mini-drones, GPS monitors, and potentially AI surveillance, though some of these more advanced claims come from less verified sources. The financial cost of all this protection is staggering. Tesla spent $2.4 million in 2023 and $500,000 in early 2024 on Musk's security, and that's just what we know about from corporate filings. The real total, when you include personal spending and other company resources, is likely much higher. To put this in perspective, from 2015 to 2018, monthly expenses averaged $145,000, covering travel and threat assessments, but costs have surged five-fold since 2019, reflecting Musk's heightened profile and the increasing severity of threats. Comparatively, while this is less than Meta's $23.4 million for Mark Zuckerberg in 2023, it's significantly more than Apple's $820,000 for Tim Cook. But here's the thing. Musk's situation is unique because his wealth, his companies, and his public persona create a perfect storm of risk factors. The isolation this creates is profound. Musk has essentially become a prisoner of his own success. He can't go anywhere without this massive security apparatus, can't have normal human interactions, and lives under constant threat assessment. It's a level of paranoia and protection that most of us can't even imagine. But when you're worth more than the GDP of most countries, it's apparently the price you pay for staying alive. But here's where the story gets even more intense, because Musk's security concerns don't stop with him. When you're the world's richest person, the threats extend to everyone you care about, and the measures taken to protect the Musk family are absolutely mind-blowing. How Musk's billions shield his loved ones. Let's start with something that sounds like it's straight out of a spy thriller. Musk has upgraded his father Errol's home in South Africa with 24/7 video monitoring, electric fences, backup power, and armed response teams following 4 break-ins and serious kidnapping fears. And here's the terrifying part. Errol noted that his son's status could fetch a $20 million ransom. Think about that number for a moment. $20 million. That's what criminals believe they could get just for kidnapping Elon Musk's father. It's not even about getting Elon himself. Just being related to him makes you worth more than most people will see in multiple lifetimes. To put this in perspective, $20 million is more than the annual budget of some small cities, more than what most Hollywood movies cost to produce, and enough money to buy luxury mansions in multiple countries. The psychology behind family targeting is particularly sinister. Criminal organizations have evolved beyond just targeting the primary asset. They understand that billionaires like Musk might actually be more willing to pay ransoms for family members than for themselves. After all, Musk has demonstrated time and again that he's willing to take personal risks for his beliefs and businesses. But when it comes to his children or elderly father, the calculation becomes entirely different. This makes family members not just collateral in the security equation, but potentially even higher value targets than Musk himself. But the family protection goes much deeper than just physical security upgrades. Court orders require threats like Paul Overeem to stay 200 yards, from associates like Siobhan Zillis, who's the mother of some of Musk's children. This isn't just about protecting direct family members. It's about creating a protective bubble around anyone connected to the Musk family ecosystem. Imagine having a restraining order not because you did something wrong, but simply because you're associated with someone whose father happens to be incredibly wealthy. The scope of who needs protection is staggering when you consider that Musk has 13 living children from various partners. We're talking about protecting twins, triplets, and children with different mothers, scattered across different locations, attending different schools, and living different lifestyles. Each one of these children represents a potential target, not because of anything they've done, but simply because of who their father is. The logistical nightmare of coordinating security for this many family members is absolutely staggering. Consider that each child might need different levels of protection based on their age, location, and visibility. School-age children need security that can blend into education traditional environments without disrupting their development. Older children who might want more independence need protection that doesn't completely destroy their social lives. Partners and ex-partners need protection that respects their autonomy while acknowledging the risks they face simply by association. And here's something that really drives home the reality of the situation. In custody battles, Musk has cited an array of security threats from state and non-state actors to seal court records, protecting his children from risks like stalking. Even legal proceedings that should be routine become potential security nightmares because public information about his children's whereabouts, schools, or daily routines could be used by dangerous individuals. Think about how this impacts normal childhood development. These kids can't have normal playdates because every friend needs to be vetted, every location needs to be secured, and every activity needs threat assessment. Birthday parties become security operations. School field trips require advanced teams. Even something as simple as going to a movie theater becomes a complex logistical operation involving multiple security personnel and escape route planning. The level of threats his family faces became crystal clear in a 2022 South Pasadena incident where a stalker confronted a vehicle carrying Musk's son X. The stalker blocked the vehicle and struck it while accusing the driver, who was actually Musk's security, of following him. This wasn't a threat against Musk directly. This was someone targeting his child. But it's not just about physical threats. The digital age has created new categories of danger. Videos calling for Musk's assassination alongside Trump went viral, with Musk responding, "Everybody dies, but not everybody lives." When assassination videos are going viral on social media, you're not just dealing with individual crazy people. You're dealing with a cultural phenomenon that could inspire copycat attacks. The international dimension adds another layer of complexity. Russian officials like Dmitry Rogozin have threatened Musk over Starlink aid to Ukraine. When foreign governments are making threats, your family isn't just at risk from criminals. They're potentially targets of state actors with unlimited resources. And speaking of resources, let's talk about what it actually costs to protect a family at this level. The publicly known figures are staggering. Tesla's spending on Musk's security surged to $2.4 million in 2023 and $500,000 in just the first 2 months of 2024. But that's just corporate spending on Elon himself. When you factor in family protection, personal spending, and security measures for properties around the world, the real number is likely multiples of that. Historical data shows just how dramatically things have escalated. From 2015 to 2018, monthly expenses averaged $145,000, but costs have increased fivefold since 2019 as Musk's profile and the threats against him have grown. But here's what makes the family situation even more complex. It's not just about protecting them from external threats. Reports suggest Musk has bought a secret compound for some of his children, though he's denied these reports. Whether true or not, the fact that such measures are even being discussed shows the level of planning required to keep a family safe when you're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. The psychological impact on the family must be immense. Imagine growing up knowing that simply being related to your father makes you a multi-million-dollar kidnapping target. Musk has stated that his children won't automatically inherit his empire. They must demonstrate interest, ability, and management skills, potentially favoring external protégés from Tesla or SpaceX over family members. Part of this might be sound business practice, but part of it might also be recognizing that inheriting massive wealth comes with massive risks. The security measures extend to every aspect of family life. Musk's on-body protection detail and multiple bodyguards ensure family safety, meaning that family gatherings, school events, and even casual outings become security operations requiring advanced planning and risk assessment. Consider the scope of coordination required. Musk's security team doesn't just protect one person moving through the world. They're coordinating protection for 13 children, multiple mothers, extended family members, and close associates, all of whom could be targets. Each person requires threat assessment. Each location needs to be secured, and each interaction needs to be evaluated for risk. The isolation this creates for the family is profound. Normal childhood experiences become impossible when every playdate requires a security sweep, every school requires threat assessment, and every public appearance could attract dangerous attention. It's a level of constraint that most of us can't imagine. Being wealthy beyond measure but unable to enjoy basic human freedoms because of the target that wealth puts on your back. This is the reality of being connected to the world's richest person. Your life becomes a carefully orchestrated security operation where spontaneity is impossible and paranoia is a survival mechanism. The billions that should provide ultimate freedom instead create the ultimate prison, not just for Musk himself, but for everyone he cares about. Inside the multi-million-dollar war against threats. Now let's dive into the truly insane part. The actual operational details and costs of what might be the most expensive private security operation in human history. Because when we start breaking down the numbers and the logistics, the scale of Musk's security apparatus becomes absolutely mind-boggling. First, let's talk about the human resources involved, because this isn't just about bodyguards. It's about building a private army. Some reports suggest that over 100 people are involved in protecting Musk and his family, though the exact number fluctuates based on threat levels and travel requirements. These aren't just random security guards either. We're talking about military veterans from elite firms like Gavin de Becker and Associates, which specializes in high-profile threat assessment and protection. To understand just how elite this operation is, let's break down what it takes to even qualify for Musk's security team. These are military veterans, many with special forces backgrounds, who have been trained in everything from counter-surveillance to emergency medical response. They're not just hired muscle, they're highly educated, technologically sophisticated professionals who understand threat assessment, behavioral analysis, and crisis management at levels that most people can't even comprehend. The financial breakdown of individual salaries gives us a glimpse into just how expensive this operation is. Based on data from Gavin de Becker and Associates, VIP bodyguards earn an average of $76,145 annually, with ranges from $60,203 for recruiters to $170,000 for top protection specialists in California. But here's the thing. These are standard industry rates for typical VIP protection. When you're protecting the world's richest person with unique threat profiles and 24/7 requirements, you can bet these numbers go much higher. Elite celebrity bodyguard salaries typically fall between $42,000 and $145,000 per year, but Musk's team likely commands premium rates due to the extreme nature of the job. We're talking about people who might need to work 16-hour shifts, travel internationally with no notice, and be prepared to literally take a bullet for their principal. When you multiply even conservative salary estimates by 100 plus personnel, plus benefits, training, equipment, and operational costs, you're easily looking at tens of millions of dollars annually just in human resources. But the perks and operational costs are where things get really expensive. Security personnel handle personal errands like washing cars, picking up dry cleaning, tipping bartenders $80 to keep a bar open late, buying sombreros and fireworks for parties, or covering a $22,445.72 hotel bill for family and staff. These might seem like small expenses, but when you're running a 24/7 operation across multiple locations with dozens of personnel, these costs add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. The technology component is where the costs really explode into the stratosphere. Security protocols include cameras, mini drones, GPS monitors, and potentially AI surveillance, though some of the more advanced claims come from unverified sources. Even basic surveillance technology for multiple properties, vehicles, and mobile operations would cost millions to implement and maintain annually. Let's talk about the cutting-edge technology that goes into modern billionaire protection. We're not just talking about basic security cameras and metal detectors. Advanced reconnaissance includes drones deployed over facilities for surveillance, and when you consider that Tesla facilities employ intelligence units, we're talking about a sophisticated operation that utilizes satellite imagery, facial recognition software, predictive threat modeling, and real-time communication networks that rival what government agencies use. The intelligence gathering component alone is probably worth millions annually. This isn't just about protecting Musk in the moment, it's about identifying threats before they materialize, tracking potential risks across social media and dark web platforms, coordinating with law enforcement agencies worldwide, and maintaining detailed databases of anyone who has ever made a threat or shown concerning behavior. The travel security alone is incredibly expensive and complex beyond imagination. Musk owns two Gulfstream G650ERs, each worth approximately $70 million, and a G550, and the security protocols for these aircraft are intense. Musk enrolls in the FAA's Privacy ICAO Aircraft Address (PIA) program to obscure flight tracking amid threats from trackers who have been labeled as security risks. The operational protocols for private jet travel are absolutely wild and give us insight into just how paranoid this operation has become. Leaked documents reveal strict etiquette. No small talk unless initiated. No eye contact. No offering tech help. No strong perfumes. Dim lights. Cabin at 65 degrees Fahrenheit with air vents off, and prioritize speed over fuel efficiency. These aren't just comfort preferences. These are security protocols designed to minimize human interaction and potential risks, treat every flight crew member as a potential threat, and ensure that even the most routine travel becomes a carefully orchestrated security operation. Bodyguards accompany all travel, with historical invoices showing rotating protection during international trips. When you consider the cost of flying security teams internationally, providing accommodations and coordinating with local local authorities, each trip becomes a massive financial undertaking. The property security costs are equally staggering. Beyond Musk's own properties, his father's home in South Africa was upgraded with 24/7 monitoring, electric fences, and armed response following break-ins and kidnapping fears. When you're securing properties across multiple countries, each requiring different security protocols and local coordination, the costs multiply exponentially. Tesla spent $2.4 million in 2023 and $500,000 in early 2024 on Musk's security, and this represents only the corporate spending that gets disclosed in SEC filings. The total spending, including personal funds and spending by other companies like SpaceX, is likely much higher. To put this in perspective, costs have increased fivefold since 2019, meaning what was already an expensive operation has become astronomical. Historical data shows average monthly costs of $145,000 from 2015 to 2018, with 1 month in January 2016 exceeding $163,000 for international travel covering Mexico, Hong Kong, London, Paris, Israel, and Texas. But here's what makes the costs even more insane. This is all just to maintain a basic level of safety. Threats include death threats, stalkers, international warnings, and political backlash. Recent incidents include David Cherry accused of threatening to gut Musk in texts and videos calling for assassination going viral on TikTok. The fact that the U.S. Marshals Service deputized members of Musk's private security in February 2025 shows that even with this massive private operation, additional federal support was deemed necessary. This is unprecedented. It's typically reserved for DOJ employees or threatened officials like Dr. Anthony Fauci. When you compare Musk's security costs to other billionaires, the numbers are revealing. While this is less than Meta's $23.4 million for Mark Zuckerberg in 2023, it's significantly more than Apple's $820,000 for Tim Cook. But Musk's situation is unique because his wealth, his companies, and his public persona create a perfect storm of risk factors. The psychological cost might be even higher than the financial cost. Musk has noted he's rarely without bodyguards, even in the bathroom, and that the probability that a homicidal maniac will try to kill you is proportionate to how many homicidal maniacs hear your name. This level of constant threat awareness and isolation would be mentally exhausting for anyone. So while sensational claims like $1 billion guards with AI drones lack substantiation, the reality is still absolutely staggering. We're talking about a private security operation that likely costs tens of millions of dollars annually, employs hundreds of people, utilizes cutting-edge technology, and requires coordination with federal law enforcement agencies. This is what it costs to be the world's richest person in 2025. Not just the money to buy anything you want, but the enormous ongoing expense of staying alive to enjoy it. It's a level of wealth that comes with its own unique prison, where freedom is sacrificed for security and paranoia becomes a way of life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.